All right, this meeting is called to order at 7:03. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Secretary, could we have a roll call, please?
Yes, you may, Mr. President. Mrs. Issing.
Here.
Mr. Kachasik.
Here.
Dr. Koshko.
Here.
Mr. Leonard.
Here.
Mr. Newell.
Here.
Mr. Neiman.
Here.
Mr. Petrucci.
Here.
Mr. Stovar.
Here.
Dr. Trey.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 10th, 2013 meeting?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Phil, second by Dallas.
Question? Question being called for? Be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried. Information, Dr. Harris.
Sure. As we all know, August 22nd is the first day of school for the 4,081 students who are registered, grades K through 12. It's down 30 from last year, and we get a better estimate always on the third day of school according to the third day of enrollment. 1 week from today is the kindergarten orientation. This is the first year we're actually doing it in the evening versus the school day. So in their very first day of school, they will be riding the bus. I know Phil is sending a kindergarten child this year too. And I am going to make all the orientations, because I usually do this during the day, so I hope the traffic's not bad at night, because I have to make all 5 in an hour. So that should be interesting. The teacher in service scheduled for next week, the 19th to the 21st. The 21st, we are going to focus on school security and safety. This is a follow-up meeting that we had to this summer. We had a meeting with all the Penn Township Police, the Trafford Police, Rescue 6, the building, from Dallas's crew, I can't think of the name of the town, municipal building, public safety. And we came up with different things that we were talking about. All the admins at each school was representative, and we just want to kind of share our findings with the staff and kind of go over what we're doing with our crisis plan. And finally, today we had a training for the elementary school teachers, and engineering is elementary. We're kind of piloting different ideas for science this year, because as you know, next year we have budgeted money for our science textbooks for K to 5, but we do not plan on purchasing textbooks. We want to actually purchase equipment, materials, everything STEM related to get them doing more hands-on activities. And that is all I have.
You said the registration is down 30 from last year?
Yeah, it was it 4101 at one point?
Okay, so that's not just kindergarten, that's across all grades?
That's across all the grades.
Okay, great. Thank you.
But the best enrollment figure is always that third day of enrollment.
Right.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. We'll go into recognition of visitors. We have one visitor who is present, Mrs. Bradley. I'll repeat this process for you. I think you know it by now. It's time for audience recognition. You got to state your name, address, and your group affiliation. Statement limited to 5 minutes. You've got to direct all your comments to me. No participant can address their request to any other board member. And if your statement becomes too lengthy or personally directive or abusive or obscene or irrelevant, also I can attempt to curb that at one stage too. I don't see any of those being issues, but
Well, only one thing.
yes.
Tonight I'd like to address the whole board, and you'll know why as I speak. But I'm not going to target any one person.
Thank you.
I'm here from Faith in Action. I know, Tony, you've spoken favorably about this group in the past. We have a golf ball drop on Saturday at Murraysville Festival, and I have golf ball tickets with me. What it is, we drop golf balls from a helicopter, and the one that lands in the hole or gets closest to the hole is the winner. That person gets $500, and it's $250, $100, and $100. Tickets are $5. I would hope that many of you would buy tickets. I have 18 with me, but I have more in the car. And you may be saying, well, gee, this is a volunteer organization. Why do you need to raise money? And that you're funded by United Way. All of this is true. However, United Way asks for us to donate money back to them, which I know is kind of confusing because it is to me. This coming year, we're expected to give back to United Way approximately $32,000 between the Murraysville and Penn Township office. So it's kind of interesting. I got to raise money so I can volunteer. But anyhow, that's the nature of the game. To make it more confusing, our fiscal year runs from January to December, and United Way's fiscal year runs from July to June. So in January, we don't know what we're supposed to come up with. And I do want to thank Dr. Koshko, because once again, Excella Hospital came through and is sponsoring the golf ball drop with a $1,000 donation. But if any of you could see fit to buy a $5 golf ball ticket, I would really appreciate it. That's it.
Thank you, Mrs. Bradley.
Thank you. I'm going to give these stuff here, and if you can pass them around if you care to buy any in the audience too. Thank you.
Okay, we'll step into to the treasurer's report. May I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report and the high school curriculum extracurricular fund report?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Phil, second by Scott.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried. May I have a motion to approve the list of bills for the month of August?
Motion.
Motion by Rich, second by Dallas.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried. Old business?
I have a statement for old business if you don't.
Thank you, Mr. Kusi.
I'd like to make I stand corrected, a correction from last week when I said about Chevron got the bid for the Votech Energy project. They did get they would have had the first round. First round did not pass unanimously. And the vote was 5-4. The second round went to Johnson Control. And last week I said, Chevron, I apologize for my error. If there are any questions now or after the meeting, I will gladly respond to any of them. Thank you for your understanding. That's all, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kusi. And also, in old business, briefly, this is just a follow-up to the discussion we had related to enrollment and coordination related to the IU. We're attempting to have the first board presidents meeting across the county in October. It's the end of the term of most board presidents, so they're pretty much established at this stage and have a better grasp of what is occurring within their school systems. And this will be an ongoing basis as we attempt to begin the process of sharing concerns and maybe services at one stage. Executive session, we did have an executive session. We apologize for being a few minutes late. It related to a series of personnel matters, several litigious situations, and also agreements. That's all I have related to the executive session. As we go into new business. Yes.
I do have one more business issue.
Yes, sir.
Maybe not real business. It's, last week you asked about the WIU intermediate unit. I did attend my first meeting this past week, and I just have a quick couple of statements I want to make about that. Sure. It was conducted from 6:45 to 7:30 with executive session, talking about staffing levels. That's not important here, but the general meeting, the general business meeting, we had discussion and approval of contracts to use the services of the S4 teachers and Mission 1 for all substitutes to fill in for teachers, PCAs, classroom assistants, custodial, etc. I think we might want to consider having them come to talk to us at a future meeting to discuss how we might use their services, especially if we run into an issue where we need a sub for a particular position. It's difficult to get a long or short-term substitute teacher to fill the position. They seem to have access to a lot of different talents that we may not as easily fill the positions on a short or mid-term range. And then there's a discussion about the Common Core. It's a very controversial subject under review, both the House and the Senate starting this year. And this is something I wanted to just mention here, that I guess the AYP will not be used anymore. There'll be a different starting this year, next year. But the opinions seems to differ, but one opinion is pretty strong that there's a lot of chaos about the Common Core issue. And that's my report that I didn't get to give last week from the IU meeting, that I didn't know if this was the right time for us. I was supposed to wait till next month.
No, it's a good transition. It's Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you,
I
Mr.
got a big
Leonard.
set of shoes to fill. I was told that the guy that I stepped into place with is going to be very difficult to fill his shoes, but I'm going to try.
10.5 D? You can't fill a 10.5 D?
I'm a 12.
Oh, okay. Okay. You got it. Thank you, Mr. Leonard.
Yes, you're welcome.
We'll move into athletics and extracurricular. Mrs. Zissing?
Thank you, Dr. Trey. Move to accept the following resignations. Steve Harnett, 7th and 8th grade head girls soccer coach for the fall, effective immediately. Neil Kranick, girls varsity and JV soccer assistant coach, effective immediately. Jenna Petrini, junior high girls basketball assistant coach at Penn Trafford High School, effective July 23rd, 2013. Jenna Petrini, 8th grade girls basketball coach at Trafford Middle School, effective July 23rd, 2013. Mia Politi, varsity girls basketball assistant coach, effective immediately. Lee Schickel, junior high wrestling assistant coach, effective July 22nd, 2013.
Second.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to employ the athletic and extracurricular personnel for the 2013-14 school year as presented to the board. Salaries will be determined in accordance with the negotiated agreement. New employment is contingent upon the receipt of all necessary documentation and the acceptance of Act 34, 151, and 114 waivers from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania within 30 days.
Second.
Second by Nick.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
And lastly, move to approve the following volunteer coaches effective August 12, 2013. New employment is contingent upon the receipt of all necessary documentation and the acceptance of Act 34, 151, and 114 waivers from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania within 30 days. Caleb Casino, 8th grade volunteer football coach. Justin Colball, 9th grade volunteer football coach. Ashley Wiskip, girls field hockey volunteer coach. Perry Zona, 9th grade volunteer football coach.
Second.
Second by Dallas.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Thank you, that's all, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mrs. Zissing. Budget and Finance, Mr. Kachasik.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to approve the expenditures for the high school renovation project according to the schedule. Morse Knowles and Associates for $10,700 for topographic and aerial mapping of the Penn Trafford High School in June.
Second by Rich.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
That is all, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kachasik. Buildings, Ground, and Safety, Mr. Leonard.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I do have several action items. First of all, I'd like to move to approve the list of substitute custodians for the 2013-14 school year, and a copy of those will be filed with the office minutes of this meeting.
Second by Scott.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
I also like to move to accept the following retirement resignation. Jay Hott as the a district-wide custodian, effective July 30th, 2013.
Second.
Second by Rich.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
I'd also like to make a motion to employ the following personnel. Stacy Speranza as custodian, position number 5 at the Penn Township High School, an hourly rate of $14.60, effective August 13th, 2013.
Second.
Second by Nick.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried. Stacy, you're here?
Yes.
Can you wave?
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Stacy. Thank you very
so
much.
And that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Employee Relations, Negotiations, Transportation, Dr. Koshko.
Thank you, Dr. Trey. Move to approve the list of bus drivers and substitutes as presented by first student for the 2013-14 school year. A copy will be filed with the official minutes of this meeting, which is
Second.
accept.
Second by Nick.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
That'll be all, Dr. Trey. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Koshko. Food service, Mr. Nemeth.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to approve the list of cafeteria personnel for the 2013-14 school year as presented by Aramark Education. A copy will be filed with the official minutes of this meeting.
Second.
Second by Dallas.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to adopt the following resolution by the Board of School Directors for the 2013-14 school year with regard to the free and reduced lunch program. Be it resolved that the Penn Trafford School District agrees to participate in the National School Lunch Program and to receive commodities donated by USDA and accepts the responsibility for providing free and reduced price meals in accordance with Pennsylvania Department of Education guidelines to eligible children in all schools under the district's jurisdiction.
Second by Phil.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to approve Turner Dairy as the milk supplier for the 2013-14 school year.
Second.
Second by Dallas.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Nemeth. Personnel and curriculum, Mr. Petrusi.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move that the following administrators be designated official, I'm just starting.
Yeah.
Official raters of professional personnel for the Penn Trafford School District for 2013-14 school year. The same as before last year with the exception of addition of Mr. Greg Saraceni.
Second.
Second by Phil.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to approve the teacher assignments for 2013-14 school year as recommended by the administration. A copy of the assignments will be filed with the official minutes. Administration is further authorized to notify teachers of their permanent assignments in accordance with the negotiated agreement.
Second.
Second by Phil.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion
Move
carried.
to approve list of substitute teachers and support personnel for 2013-14 school year.
Second.
Second by Rich.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to approve the following student teacher assignments. Valdosta State University in Georgia. Well, that's never had that before. Cooperating professional is Heather Colgan, and student teacher Stephanie Miller. Area is speech language pathology. The dates are August 22nd to November 22nd of this year.
Second by Dallas.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to issue professional contracts to the following teachers in accordance with Section 1108 of the school laws of Pennsylvania. These teachers have satisfactorily completed 3 years of teaching in the Penn Trafford School District. Diana Lesva, Jamie Hoffman, Mark Romeo, Kathleen Sheriff, Steve Vinton, and Christina Wukich.
Second.
Second by Scott.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to put the following personnel employment contingent upon the receipt of all necessary certification documentation accepted Act 34, 151, 114 waivers from Commonwealth, Pennsylvania. A teacher employment effective August 19th this year, 2013, to teach in the area of respective certification as assigned administration. Employment is contingent upon the receipt of signed contract no later than April 16th, 2013. Sharon Phillips Spada, level M8, salary is $51,342.
Second.
Second by Phil.
Question.
Question being called for. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Next page, sorry. Also, Jennifer Winter, Chapel Elementary, at $10.80 per hour, effective August 22nd, 2013. And the long-term sub, Caitlin Bixler, LTS, for Jennifer McClintock at McCullough, August 19th, 2013 to November 12th, 2013.
Second.
Second by Dallas.
Question.
And a question on both motions. This will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to approve the student handbooks for 2013-14 school year.
Second.
Second by Phil.
Question being called for, this will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion
Move
carried.
to approve student number EA 201-314001 for early admission to kindergarten at Level Green Elementary School. The student has met all early admission requirements.
Second.
Second by Phil.
Question.
Question being called for, this will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to approve the following conference requests. Lou McCracken and Tiffany Stewart, National Council of Teachers of Mathematics Conference in Las Vegas, October 23rd and 25th, 2013. The total cost $2,760. The Keystone speaker is Dan Merrow, whom they have based their I classes around.
Second.
Second by Bruce.
Question.
Question being called for, this will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to accept the following resignations and retirements. Retirement, Jean Craig, library aide at Trafford Elementary School. This is a revision to her resignation letter of May 14, 2013. Resignations, Julie Malkren, paraprofessional at Trafford Middle School, effective July 22, 2013. Jennifer Winter, paraprofessional at McCall Elementary, effective July 24, 2013. New library aide at Trafford Elementary, she's being transferred. Susan Bohens, paraprofessional at Level Green Elementary School, effective August 6, 2013.
Second.
Second by Dallas.
Question.
Question being called for, this will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to approve that the Penn Trafford School District Library Media Curriculum for elementary school as submitted to the board.
Second.
Second by Phil.
Question.
Question being called for, this will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
Move to approve the following leave request. Stephanie Miller, SLA at Sunrise, FMLA unpaid leave from November 18, 2013 to February 3, 2014. Lauren Trower, Elementary Guidance Counselor, FMLA leave from October 1, 2013 to January 7, 2014.
Second.
Second by Phil.
Question.
Question being called for, this will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Petrucci. Policy, Public Relations, Legislative, and Title II, Mr. Newell.
Sorry, Mr. President, I had a question on the number of Stephanie Millers. Is that the same, is that the same person for the student teacher and the FMLA?
No, different.
Okay, so same name, different.
Couple of
Okay.
people asked already about that. That's a quick,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ayers.
Georgia student teacher.
Okay, so Public Policy Relations, move to accept and file the minutes of Superintendent's Information Committee meeting held on Monday, June 3rd.
Second.
Question.
Second by Phil.
Question being called for, this will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried.
And that is all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Newell. Taxes, Insurance, Census, Mr. Stovall.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to approve the request made by the township of Penn to exonerate taxes for the year 2013 for properties recorded in the office of the Recorder of Deeds in and for Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania, as listed. Tax map number 5513-02-0041, 5513-00-0088. This property is being used for stormwater management facilities within the Penn Estates plan of lots.
Second.
Question being called for, this will be a roll call vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye. All opposed, no.
That's all.
Motion carried.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Stovall. Solicitor's report, Mr. Rose.
I have no report at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. At this time, PTA Representative, Mr. Sean Renier.
Nothing from me. Just look forward to a nice, quiet, productive year.
Amen.
We all concur.
Quiet.
All right, last for the good of the order. This meeting will be adjourned at 7:26, followed by an executive session. We'll take a 5-minute break before the executive session, the second for this evening.
Need a motion.
I'll
Motion
make a
to
motion
adjourn.
for adjournment.
Motion
Thank
by
you, Mr.
Bruce.
Secretary. Seconded.
Second by Tony.
Question being called for. Meeting is adjourned at 7:27.